Hey, everybody. This is Wild Child Wellness, where we discuss natural remedies for common childhood symptoms and when to seek medical attention. I'm Julie DeVono. I have 30 years' experience as a pediatric nurse, as well as experience in homeopathy and medicinal herbalism. And I've always studied and used natural products, preferably as a mom as well as a medical provider. So I thought I would create these videos to help share that information. So, just to get the legal stuff out of the way, these videos are for information purposes only and are not a substitute for medical advice from a trusted medical provider. So, now that we got that out of the way, as you can see, I can finally do some videos outdoors. It is finally some beautiful spring weather here in the mountains. Boy, winter holds on tight to this place with some really tight claws, but it's finally loosening its grip, and we had a beautiful, warm, sunny day today. And that got me to start thinking about planning for the summer. So I decided to do this video today on putting together a natural first aid kit to keep in my beach bag for the summer. And I'm going to go over all of the products that I, as a mom and medical provider who prefers natural remedies, what I would want to keep in my beach bag to take care of all of those unexpected things that can happen. So let's dive in. The first thing I would want to keep in my bag is vinegar, and I just use regular cheap white vinegar, and I put it in a spray bottle that will fit in my beach bag, or the bag that's going to go in my beach bag. Now, I'm going to do a separate video on all the many ways you can use vinegar. There's just so many. It's really like a hundred different products in one bottle. But for my beach bag purposes, I am going to keep the vinegar on hand in case my child's been spending a lot of time in the water and putting his head underwater, because after doing that, putting a couple drops of vinegar in his ear will prevent swimmer's ear. My kid has had stitches. He's had a broken arm. I'm a boy mom. It's always an adventure. But I was struck that the most painful thing he probably ever experienced was swimmer's ear. And I know that sounds crazy, but it got really bad. They had to put an earwick in, and he seemed to be in more pain than when he even had a broken arm set. So that really upped my attention to how I can prevent that from ever happening again. And the great thing about the vinegar is my kid, he likes to run around barefoot, and his feet get into some really gross stuff. And of course, in the summer, often you can get a lot of fungal infections like athlete's foot. And that's because your feet are always warm and wet, and you're spreading it with, running barefoot on a lot of other wet surfaces that a lot of other kids have been running barefoot on. So spraying the feet, I call it funky feet. Whenever he has funky feet, I spray his feet with the vinegar, and that'll not only prevent the athlete's foot and the fungal infections that can occur, but in the summer, there's a type of wart called a plantar's wart that spreads really easily. The same way, running around at a spray park barefoot, someone else is running around barefoot at a spray park, and the virus that causes plantar's wart likes to spread in warm water. So I'll give his feet a spray after he's been running around outside to help prevent those things from happening. And the vinegar is also, I use it to clean my glasses. Sometimes if my deodorant starts to fail, I can spritz myself, and it after the vinegar smell fades, it can kind of freshen my scent up a little bit if I'm getting a little sweaty and gross in the heat. I know that's probably sharing a little too much information, but hey, I'm just throwing it out there. So that's great for that. So the vinegar is definitely the first thing I'm putting in my bag. The next thing is the aloe vera gel. Now, I just have my good old aloe vera plant here, and I'll take a stalk and scrape the gel out from inside of the stalk and put it in a jar, and I'll label it aloe vera, although with this bright green, it's easy to tell what it is. But of course, we all know aloe vera gel is the best thing for sunburn. And of course, having a really good natural mineral-based sunscreen that's in a nice little stick like this, so while you've got a squirming kid, you can just kinda put it on nice, quick, and easy. Will hopefully help prevent sunburn, but if you've got the Irish skin that I have, sometimes despite your best efforts, you still get some sunburn. Or with the kid being in and out of the water, sometimes it's hard to keep up, and at the beginning of the summer especially, we can end our day at the pool or at the lake with quite a sunburn, and the aloe vera gel is great for that. And so that's going in my bag. So aloe vera gel has also been shown to be a very effective anti-inflammatory ointment. So it can also help with some rashes, although I have better products for that. And that leads me to my tea tree oil. Tea tree oil, it's like amazing at for bug bites, poison ivy. It helps with the itching on contact. It's got this cooling effect. So when you put the tea tree oil on, it helps relieve the itching immediately. But what's great about the tea tree oil is it also dries out the bug bite or the poison ivy. Those are the kind of bites that you want to dry them out. That's how you help them resolve faster, and that will help with the itching and help it heal. But what's great is tea tree oil is also great at preventing infection. It has kind of like an antiseptic property to it. So not only are you helping with the itching and drying out the bite or the rash, you're helping to prevent it from getting infected. Now, there are some rashes that need to be moisturized, like an eczema, and then other rashes that need to be dried out, like a poison ivy. So you want to know what kind of rash you're dealing with. But in the summer, the bug bites and the poison ivy is the more common issue. So the tea tree oil, I actually used to have a roller ball bottle of tea tree oil in my summer bag. And I had a friend I would always go to the beach with. She'd always get bug bites and she'd always ask to borrow it. And then she would keep it. I went through like 3 of them. I even was like, just keep it so that you don't keep taking mine. So anyway, now, moving on, I did wanna throw in some calendula oil to have because I found this great little bottle of calendula oil. Often calendula is more commonly found in an ointment or a cream, but finding this oil, I thought, this would be handy. Calendula has been shown to be as effective as cortisone in some research studies as an anti-inflammatory. So it's really great if you have some itchiness, but it's not a drying agent like the tea tree oil. It's more moisturizing. So it would be better if you happen to be prone to some kind of eczema or other kind of drying out rashes. If your child has a diaper rash, this is great because you don't want to put tea tree oil on a diaper rash because it'll burn a little bit, but the calendula is great for that. So I thought I would throw it in there. Why not? If I end up not using it this summer, then I'll take it out and I just won't put it in next year. But I think it's worth having to try. So now, I was doing this project today to also go over my inventory and, put a shopping list together for things that I definitely want to have with me this summer. And maybe I don't want to find out the hard way when I need it that I don't have it in stock. And so when I was putting this together, I was looking for my arnica cream and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I thought, you know what? I probably used it up and I probably forgot to replace it. So that arnica cream is going on my Amazon shopping list today. Arnica cream is great for bruises or swelling or muscle soreness. So in the summer, again, being a boy mom, my kid gets his fair share of bruises and bumps and the arnica cream, it works like magic. I'll put it on if he bangs his head, he gets like an egg, or he bangs his eye, gets a swollen, bruised eye, I'll put the arnica cream on it, and I will say by the next morning, it's like 80% gone. It's amazing. So I don't have that with me to put in my bag, but hopefully in a couple of days when it arrives, I will put it right in there because I do not want to go through the summer without the arnica cream. Also because sometimes, we're very active in the summer, and if we have a day where we're hiking or I might maybe twist an ankle, or just that muscle soreness from a lot of physical activity, arnica cream is so good for sore muscles, but it's amazing with bruising. I actually first learned about it from my mom. My mom used to work at a plastic surgeon's office. She was a medical practice manager, and she was the one who told me that the plastic surgeons would put arnica cream as part of their post surgical treatment protocol to help reduce the bruising and swelling faster. And I was just so impressed that such a mainstream medical professional like a plastic surgeon would use something natural, but hey,